Good evening, everybody. Welcome to round 2 of the Passion for Open Wheelers Manager 2023 Championship here at Interlagos. After an exciting round 1, you'll see here, we have an incredible standings with Thierry Newton, who's one of all drivers from Belgium, in the first place. Stefano Modena from Italy, second place. Gio Catayama from Japan, third place. Fourth place was Satoru Nakajima, fifth Emmanuel Hiro, sixth Toshi Fukumawa, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, seventh Michele Alboreto from Italy, eighth Fabrizio Marazza, also from Italy, ninth Andrea Montini, taking the last point from Bailey from Great Britain. Agate CWF has been a driving force in the championship, who has shown definitely dominated pace from the outset, and Ghost, Gladiators, Mistral, all with great chassis. To begin as we get started, we'll go to the... Oh, okay, my audio is I'm seeing it on my phone that my voice is projected, so apologies for the technical issues. I believe we're okay now. Welcome to the second round of the Passion for Open Wheelers Formula 1 Championship here at Interlagos. We had an electric round from Kyalami where we saw Thierry Boutsen take the win over Stefano Modena and Yukio Kataya. Satoru Nakajima, Emmanuel Hiro, Hitoshi Ogawa, I can't pronounce that for the life of me, Michele Alboreto, Fabrizio Babazza, Andrea Montini, Julian Bailey, and Jonathan Palmer round out the top 10 of cars that have finished with a point. We've seen that Agate CWF has built an amazing chassis in the off-season with Ghost, Gladiators, Mistral, Miles Power following close behind, so it should be a good round. With that over with, we will get into it. I believe the music is from the game. I did have a setting for custom music, but it's gone a bit buggy on me, unfortunately. But no, we'll get straight into it. Starting with practice. Okay, so practice is just starting to get underway. Switch. get the graphics going. So we are looking at Satoru Nakajima now coming out of the pits, the first of the cars out, with his teammate following close behind. Mika Hakkinen will also be out, coming out of the pits, and it seems it's going to get very busy very quickly. Yukio Katayama, getting a little bit held up, coming out of the pits for initial practice. So we'll see what kind of times the teams will set before we get straight into the qualifying action. Nakajima, fourth in the position of the standings. We'll have a look at adjusting the audio. This is the first time the English commentary stream has gone underway, so things may not be particularly perfect, but we'll lower it a little bit. That should be better. Okay. Right, let me just disable the messages for the chat. Off. There we go. Perfect. So we have Terry Bootson with a 123.389, and all the teams are starting to get their laps in now. Terry Bootson second place, with Nakori Hattori putting a 122.4, so he's in good form today. The Mistral car is looking as fast as it looks good, with an amazing paint scheme. Honda engine. Very good looking car. You can see the track will slowly get hotter as it's going to near 25 degrees Celsius. Oh, that's Hattori with a little bit of a half spin coming into the corner. Yukio Katayama in the McLaren chassis. With McLaren chassis with Renault engine, so it's an interesting combo, setting the second fastest time. So we have Japanese drivers on top today. Julian Bailey, I think a British driver in the points standing, getting held up by Gregor Wojtek. He is fourth in the practice. So a lot of the same cars from Kyalami performing well here today. Oscar Lorauri, I believe, is one of the ghost cars. He had a bad race, finishing 23rd position in Kyalami, but he looks to be strong here. Looks to be okay. From the very nice midnight inspired BP sponsored Heart Braun, very good black scheme. So hopefully he'll have better luck today. Eric van der Poel putting a very, very interesting 121.7. He finished 13th last race in the BHB cars. There's his teammate on top. So it's actually a lockout in practice at the moment for the BHB cars. Also running what seems to be a McLaren chassis. And I believe it's a Ferrari engine, so that's an extremely interesting combo. Maybe the most unlikely combo in the entire grid. Ah yes, the gap graphics work in the race itself. So in practice they'll be a bit random because the gap is always tracked from the lead car. So that's why they're a bit crazy. They'll fix themselves in the actual race itself. But I just wanted to see the practice times people would put in, which is very interesting. With that over with a few times on the board, we will move straight into qualifying. Okay. So in a few moments, we will have the first of a couple of cars coming out for the qualifying session, the all-important qualifying session, because the race, you want to have a good grid position and avoid all the chaos. We have Michaela Moretto for Racing Scootergrass, first out of the pits. That's an interesting line on the grass there. We have a slight technical issue. We'll be back in a few moments. I believe the server for the race has to be online. So I will be back in a few minutes to restart the sessions. Sorry about the issues. I just realized you guys couldn't hear me. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it until the very last second. I think you guys can hear me now. Sorry about that, guys. I thought you could hear me. Oops. I was just saying about, I was actually just talking about Marbatsa having an okay race in Kyalami. Sorry about that, guys. So I guess I have to reiterate the, well, first of all, welcome to round 2 of the championship here at Interlagos. For those who are just joining us, I will pull up the graphic so you can see. We had a very good race at Kyalami with Thierry Boutsen on top, followed by Stefano Modena, Yukio Katarama, Satoru Nakajima, Emmanuel Pirro, Toshi Ogawa, Michele Alboreto, Vito Barbatza, who didn't qualify, somehow getting points positions for GRT. Then we have Andrea Montemini and Julian Bailey with the final points paying position. We are currently looking at David Coulthard in the Passion Vitesse, Brabham Renault. Had a horrible race last time. He's going into the pits. Young Coulthard, so this guy's skills are yet to be developed. He didn't finish the first race. He had retired early, so it was pretty sad to see, unfortunately. Now, with the point standings out of the way, we will continue with the qualifying. We have Stefano Modena on top in the ARG. I always get that name wrong for some reason. Where is he? Yeah, he's just relaxing in the pit. The lovely black brawn midnight livery. Relaxing in the pits. Set a good time. But he's been dethroned by Thierry Boutsen, who has just put a 1:22.6. So Modena will have to go back out and set a new time. This is the Lamborghini-powered Dallara chassis being run by AGIP CWF or AGIP CWF. Thierry Boutsen, a Belgian, very decent driver, and he's showing that today. So Modena might have to come back out soon. We have Barbatza, who's set a time this time for qualifying, a good time at that. We just see Pedro Chavez heading off as Hattori is finishing a lap or starting one. Then we have Nakajima and Prost. Prost, he had not a very good race. He had a finish in 14th for Viper, so he'll probably be looking to improve in his Jordan chassis, powered by, I believe it may be Ferrari. I might be wrong on that. A Ford engine, not a Ferrari, a Ford engine. The complete opposite for Hugo Boss Racing. So 5th will be a good start for him, and hopefully he can build on that result in qualifying and get some points for the team. Roberto Moreno in 6th, Jonathan Palmer 7th, all in the pits. Montemini is out on track for the lovely looking, I like this livery, it's extremely good, lovely looking Tyrrell Ilmore powered car, ran by the, if I can remember from memory, CB Racing. So the K&N sponsored CB Racing Tyrrell Ilmore powered car, and it is looking absolutely stunning. I love the color scheme. Eric Van der Poel, McLaren Ferrari chassis. is one of the... I thought it would be a very extremely powered combo, because it's definitely two powerhouses coming together. So I expect very good things from this team very early on in the season. Eric van der Poel didn't even score points in the last round for BHB, so that surprises me to no end given the type of car he has. No improvement to his lap. Now, Mistral car is one of the best looking cars of the grid also. They're all very good looking cars, to be honest, but this Siemens livery is one of the greatest color choices I've ever seen for F1 car, and it could definitely pass for a real world racing go. They had an extremely good race with a 4th place for Satoru Nakajima, who is coincidentally qualified in 4th place, and he is going out. We have Alain Prost also on track. He's just following behind Alain Prost. I think Nakajima might be able to put in, if he can find some extra time, he'll probably be able to put himself on the podium. It's a very busy track right now. Michele Alboreto being followed by Prost. We'll see if he's going to hold him up in any shape or form. I definitely know Taki Inu will hold him up. Hold both of them up. Taki Inu is qualified 22nd currently. And Prost will be praying for, if we can find his camera, there he is, Miss Jordan. Prost will be praying for him to get out of the way. Definitely will be no improvement to his lap time. The racing scooter is a unique combination of Porsche engine and, if I can guess, if I can have a good look at it, I can't tell. That might be Dallara or it might be Lotus. I think it's Dallara. There's lots of unique combinations on this grid. I've been able to tell roughly some chassis from the steering wheels, as Taki Inu, as I predicted, is holding everybody up. 3-car train, soon to be 4. That's very poor from Taki Inu. Look at that. And that's Prost's lap definitely ruined. Nakajima with a 1:23.9 just posted. Modena with a 1:23.3. Look at them. Look at the amount of cars. Look at that. That's ridiculous. Like, Inu is holding everybody up. That's Nakajima now trying to get past. And Inu is still holding them up. What is going on? Can't get a qualifying lap in like that. That's ridiculous. Ah, so it's very interesting. Active standings. that out. Okay, I was just looking at the comments. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, the active standings. Perfect. Okay. Oh, thank you, Manuel. So, Taki News has a Lotus chassis. Alboreto has LaRousse. Prost News Jordan Nakajima's Williams chassis. So that explains why that car looks so good. Williams chassis, one of the finest on the grid, and McLaren Williams Honda, and we also have a McLaren Ferrari with the BHB cars. So that is something else in terms of chassis combos. It's also a very busy track now. We're getting new timing updates from the telemetry. I didn't have time to go into the PLR and set the laps for every AI to 20. Unfortunately, 15 is the highest I could bring it to for the moment, but we'll sort that out next time. Pedro Chavez second to Prost, running 24th, which isn't very good at the moment. Oscar Larauri following him, looking to pass and improve on his own lap time, and it seems like he will. Very nice and cleanly going into the Senna S's. Stefan Johansson, 22nd. David Coulthard, 21st. So that Brabham isn't doing him any favors, it seems. And I can only imagine Gregor Wojtek is not doing any better down at 27th, unfortunately. Still have Thierry Boutsen on top with 123.2 latest from the telemetry. Modena is slowing down in pace with a 125.5. Fabrizio Barbazza, no improvement with a 124 dead. Nakajima with a 123.8. Alan Prost, 123.9. Roberto Moreno, I think just posting a new time with a 125.4. No improvement to his last. In a great Racing Wombats agate livery. I love the Ferrari 642 chassis. Much more simple looking than the 643. Agawa in 7th, not too bad for himself in that frankly overpowered combo of McLaren Ferrari chassis. Jonathan Palmer running well. That seems to be the later Tyrrell chassis, if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh no! Is it? I must be getting confused, but I'll check it later. But he is doing well for himself, 8th. Andrea Montemimi, his teammate, 9th. Eric Van Bertol, also BHB, 10th. Michele Alboreto, Racing Wombats, 11th. On his actually the session is coming to an end, so he won't be on his 15th lap. Pedro Barilla, 12th. Nakari Hattori, 13th. Both out of the points. Okay, qualifying's over. Okay, we'll be going to race any second now. So we have, soon to start with, we'll have Bootson who took the pole. Okay. There we go, perfect. Right, so Thierry Boutsen on pole for the Interlagos Brazilian Grand Prix, followed by Stefano Modena, Fabrizio Babazza, who actually had a qualifying lap this time, Satoru Nakajima, Alain Prost, Roberto Moreno, Toshi Ogawa, whose last name I can't pronounce perfectly, unfortunately, Jonathan Palmer, Andrea Montemini, Eric van der Poel, Michele Alboreto, Paolo Barilla, Mikuri Hattori, Julian Bailey, Mika Hakkinen, Pelmondo, Piro, Suzuki, Rydell, Lorauri, David Coulthard, 21st. My team not doing so well. Stefan Johansson. There was the server stopped, unfortunately, as we were coming to the end of the formation lap. Oh no, it's not gone well. Hold on, I'll have to go back in and... Oh no, sorry about this, guys. I don't believe it. Just before we were supposed to start. Ah, okay. Oh no, that's so unfortunate. I'll let the qualifying run. I can't, I don't think I can fast forward the time because all the positions will be incorrect. I'll let the qualifying run and I'll be back. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Well, I think we can, maybe we can auto-sign. Hold on. We go to warm-up. I have a trick. Possibly we could use the batch template of the server and run and use the grid from last time. More technical issues, but we'll get through it. Hold on. Back. Results. Ah, here it is. Yeah, okay. We can edit the grid. So, perfect. There we go. Second. Now, let's see. It should be okay now. Okay, yeah, perfect. So we have the, I don't know, is it? No, it shouldn't, no, that's not correct. It wasn't Taki Inu that was first, it was Taki Inu warm-up. Ah, yeah, Terry Bootson was first. That was the one that was correct. Yeah, that was the one that was correct. Batch. One for the warm-up. Yeah, there's a starting grid for the race as well. So use that one. This should be the correct one. Let's see. Check that in game. So, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, alright. Perfect. Boots in Modena, Barazza, Nikijima, Prost, Marino, Agua, Palmer, Montepino, Pole, Alberto, Barilla, Nakiri. Yeah, okay. That should be the correct grid for the race. Okay, wait for the formation up to start. Okay, finally we're actually going to get this started after all the issues. We're going to run the formation now. Again. So we'll go through the grid just to make sure we're all correct. So we have Thierry Boutsen starting in first, Modena second, Barazza third, who set a lap this time, Nakajima fourth, Alain Prost fifth, sixth Moreno, seventh Hitoshi, eighth Jonathan Palmer, ninth Andrea Montemini, 10th Eric Van der Poel, 11th Alboreto, 12th Barilla, 13th Hattori, 14th Julian Bailey, 15th Hakkinen, 16th Belmondo, 17th Puro, 18th Aguri Suzuki, Rydell 19th, Oscar Larari 20th, David Coulthard 21st, 22nd Stefan Johansson, Bertrand Gachot for Miles Power Mechanics 23rd, Pedro Chavez 24th, Taki Inu 25th, Perez Sala 26th, Gregor Foytik 27th, and 28th in the Marlboro sponsored Renault powered chassis. I was trying to think of. I think this seems to be the McLaren, but I can't tell. I think it's the McLaren chassis. I'm not too sure because all the teams kind of mixed up for me. But last is Ikyo Katayama. So with that out of the way, with the formation not coming to an end, we will get the second round of the Passion for Open Wheelers Championship at Interlagos underway. Eventually, after all the issues. So thank you for bearing with me if you're still here. Oh, is there an issue with the grid up? Oh, there is an issue with the grid up. Okay. Okay, we have to disable the formation lap, unfortunately. We'll be back again. I'm so tired. Not even the grid up wants to work with me here. Guys at the back messing around. Okay. And we have to add the AI drivers back as well. Yeah, they all left the game. Okay, yeah, alright, we're back. Okay, it just takes a while. Okay. Now. Next time I'll have the formation lap tested. Let me see if I can't. Change the controls so I can put the safety car out of the way. The graphics don't work if the car isn't active on track. Let's test this for a second. Let's start from the pit lane, it should be fine. If not, I will move the car off track and turn off the engine, and then we'll leave it there. But eventually we get the race started. No, okay, so Let me just move the car off track instead. And then I'll use the replay viewer for the race start. Just move that here. Now, okay, so Stefano Modena takes the lead in the beginning of the race. Move this graphic like this, and we have Terry Boutsen following him for the lead. Roberto Moreno starts third, Rabazzo is fourth, Nakajima fifth, Alan Prost lost a position. I believe he started qualified fifth and now is sixth. Then we have Jonathan Palmer seventh, Agua eighth, Eric van der Poel ninth, Alboreto 10th for the points. It seems to be a clean start with no issues. And hopefully that should be the last of the technical problems, but next race they'll be sorted out. So we'll see if the gaps update properly. They should. Yes, okay. Yeah, the gaps are working properly. So the live gaps are now correctly working, and we have Roberto Moreno falling behind. The gap is definitely more than almost 4 seconds now. Boutsen 3 seconds to the... Oh no, it's Nakajima! It's Nakajima going up the inside of Boutsen, and Palmer is now having a look for third place as well, but Boutsen makes it stick, but it looks like he won't hold it forever. Palmer is all over the back of Boutsen, so Boutsen going from pole is now fourth, and Nakajima is now going after Moreno. Stefano Modena is pulling out a massive gap now, more than 2 seconds, 3 seconds growing. Look at that. That's a huge gap for lap 2. And there's a huge fight going on in the back. Nakajima is now drafting. He's going to go after Moreno for second. This is the Mistral team. So the Mistral team is off to a great start in the Williams chassis. I don't think he'll try anything. All up the inside, so Nakajima for second place. And Moreno is falling back now as the BHB cars come from nowhere. So Agua is now off to an amazing start. He didn't qualify particularly spectacularly, but now he's attacking Moreno for third place, and Palmer is back in the fight. He lost a couple of positions, but that's Agua through for third place. Moreno is losing actually quite a lot of time. That gap is growing ever so quickly. Nakajima is about roughly 3 seconds off of the leader. So Modena is if he can keep up this kind of momentum, he'll be doing just fine. But I think Nakajima is closing. No, Nakajima. It seems that Modena is pulling away on the straights. I believe that's a Yamaha V12 engine, but I may be incorrect on that. Nakajima is not falling behind too much, but he's kind of in that 3 to 5 second range. But he's had a superb start for the Mistral team, as well as Agua for BHB. Palmer is 4th, Boutsen 5th, There's a massive fight for 6th going on, with Prost now starting his attack. He's just going around the inside of Alboreto, but he couldn't get the move done. Julian Bailey is 9th, following Prost now for 8th. Satoru Nakajima, currently, well, formerly had the fastest lap. I believe the fastest lap now will be oh no, he does have the fastest lap, but that time needs to be updated with the 1:26.7 that he did. So that is incorrect for the moment. Keep it on this graphic. So Bailey is still hounding at Prost for 8th. Moreno is defending from Prost for 7th. Alboreto has a little bit of breathing room in 6th, but he's catching up on Palmer, who now has to deal with him. And Boutsen is fighting back at Nakajima, who's fallen back, so I thought he was going to have the pace to catch up to Modena, but Modena is actually being caught up by Ogawa, who got past Nakajima, and now Boutsen is going through for 3rd. So Modena is still having a perfect race so far. And Palmer now has come out on top. Or no, he's actually lost position. There's so much going on. There's so much battles that I haven't even been able to check what's going on around the rest of the track. So now it's Bailey getting past Moreno, and Palmer cuts him off, and Prost is now in 6th. So there's a whole bunch of dicing going on that I can't even keep up with it. We're 4 laps in now. I believe the lap counter might be a little bit broken, unfortunately, but I'll have it fixed for the next time. Nakajima has now fallen out of the podium place positions, and Boutsen is attacking again, so he's showing his pace that he had in qualifying now back in the race. Modena out of nowhere is 2nd, and Ogawa is now leading the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, we have Jonathan Palmer, who's dropped back to 10th, Belmondo is 9th, Emmanuel Pirro is 11th, Hakkinen is fighting with Nattori for 11th, or 12th actually, Pedro Chavez 14th, Suzuki 15th, David Coulthard from, I believe, 23rd, 22nd in the grid, he's up to 16th. We have Rydell 17th fighting him, Johansson 18th, a 3-way battle for 19th, with Fabrizio Babazza currently winning that battle, Eric van der Poel, Montermini, Gregor Wojtek, Yukio Katayama, Bertrand Gasho from Miles Power Mechanics, Taki Inu, Oscar Larari, Perez Sella, and last but not least, Barilla. So he's dropped off massively because he had one of the better qualifying sessions. But now your race leader after 5 laps is Hitoshi Ogawa. Terry Boutsen is in 2nd with a bit of a comfortable gap, but as we've seen with Stefano Modena, no matter how much of a gap you build, it can always be closed again. He only has 7 seconds. I say only because this AI is very temperamental, it seems. Michele Alboreto looking for a way past Modena as we go around for the 6th lap. And he's gonna go for it on the inside. Alain Prost is there lurking in 5th, so he's gone from 7th to 5th, which he's doing well. He's doing well after dealing with a little bit of traffic. The Professor is starting to make his moves. Modena is dropping back. That's Michele Alboreto and Boutsen 3rd. Let's see if anything has happened so far in the back. Do we have any retirements? No retirements yet. No. I don't remember Eric Van der Poel being this far back. He must have an issue. Let's see the gear counter. He's going very slow for a Ferrari McLaren chassis. Barilla now overtaking Taki New in the Nintendo sponsored livery. Oh, in case you're wondering, this is actually me. I can't quit to the pits, so the graphics can keep running. But I'll sort that out next time. That's why I wanted the formation lap, but the formation lap didn't work. Just in case you're wondering, as Boutsen is going for Agawa, now up the inside into the Senna S, and Thierry Boutsen, who qualified on pole for the Brazilian Grand Prix, is now running in first once more. Michele Alboreto is now going after Agawa, who seems to be slowing up, so he could be having some issues. I expect an overtake here, and yes, we have an overtake. And Prost will be surely soon to get after Agawa. For some reason, Agawa is ruining his race, or he has some kind of issue with the gearbox. I'm not sure what it could be. But now that's Prost, who's just breezed by Agawa like it was nothing. And I assume Belmondo will be the next to do so. Stefano Modena, who went from such a great start leading, is now being overtaken by an oversteering Emmanuel Pirro in the Miles Power Mechanics car, the Dallara chassis, I believe. Dallara Ford, or Yamaha, I'm sorry. Yamaha V12, I believe that also Modena is running a V12. I don't know why the positions are changing so rapidly. Agawa is now dropped back to fourth, and Belmondo is going after him. Moreno is following. It's a three-way fight. And Agawa is now fifth. I don't believe... Oh, there's contact as well. Agawa's left rear has hit into Moreno. I'm not quite sure what's happening. There's so much trading in positions here, but it's now Prost, Boutsen, and Alboreto. Ah, thank you, Manuel. So Pirro has the Benetton chassis. Ah, yes, it's the early configuration. I don't know why the performances are so strange online. It doesn't seem normal. Yeah, look at that. Agawa is just slowing down extremely for some reason. I don't know if the talent files are being particularly used online. And there's also a new leader. It's Michele Alboreto now who's leading in the Racing Scudder's car. So there's something definitely strange at play. Boutsen, who did set pole time, is now second, and Prost is now third, which seems normal enough. Same for Moreno and Pirro. There could be an issue with the AIW, but I'm not quite particularly sure. Modena is now up to 6th, so he's gotten his speed back again. And Palmer is now going through to 12th. David Coulthard up to 15th from his 22nd position. And there's a little bit of a scrap going on. That is Agawa all the way to 20th. And there's something not right with this car or this driver. Everyone is just breathing by him. That's Gregor Foytek passing Agawa. And Eric Van der Poel, his teammate, who's normally who qualified near the back, like normally this slow, is now going to pass Agawa And now Lorori is going to pass Algo, I assume, at some point. And so will Barilla. And one of the Mistral cars is all the way back here as well, so there's something seriously wrong. Like, both Mistral cars should definitely not be back here. And Agua is causing some kind of train to begin now. And further up the field, we have Alain Prost, who's making the overtake for first place. 4/10 separating Alboreto in his Porsche-powered racing scooter car. But there's something definitely at play here that that it might be my fault. I'm not too sure. A little bit of a half spin for Boutsen and Alboreto. Moreno 4th, Modena's 5th, so he's back to some kind of normal pace. Perro's 6th, Hakkinen was nowhere near the top 10, I believe. Chavez is now climbing. Suzuki is 9th. Rydell 10th. Stefan Johansson in the Nintendo car was lower in like around 25th to 23rd, some area like that, and now he's 11th. Palmer 12th, Yukio Katayama 13th, Bertrand Gatto 14th, Robatza 15th, Cold 16th, Belmondo, Coulthard and Foytek. Foytek is actually overtaking Coulthard, so that is not right at all, because I didn't hire a pay driver to overtake David Coulthard. I hired a pay driver to get overtaken by David Coulthard, so that's not right at all. There's just a bunch of really slow cars here. I mean, Mistral, Williams chassis, 25th and 26th. I knew 27th, so he's always been slow somehow. And Bailey, who was in the top 10, is now last. There's Barbazza in 14th, overtaking Jonathan Palmer. I have no idea what is going on. That is Johansson overtaking Suzuki. At least one bit of normalcy that seems to be going on is that Alain Prost is winning. So that seems normal to me. And Boutsen qualified quickly as second. Alboreto and Moreno are now having a fight for third place. They're side by side. Modena 5th, Hakkinen 6th. Pedro Chavez definitely should not be 8th. And he should not be overtaking Emmanuel Pirro for 7th. Miles Power Mechanics has been from last to first to last. And that is actually Pedro Chavez overtaking for 7th. I'm not comfortable with what's going on. This is not normal. This is not normal. I'm not comfortable with seeing Pedro Chavez overtaking Emmanuel Pirro and gapping him on top of that. That's not normal. And now it's Aguri Suzuki who's going really slow in the track. And Eric van der Poel is making a 2-car overtake? No, he's got stuck behind Suzuki, so no, he is not. Coulthard is now starting to drop back. And Belmondo is now the person in last. It's strange how Taki Inu, amidst all this chaos, can still manage to be nearly dead last. No matter what happens, Taki Inu is always last somehow. Alan Prost is now a 7-second gap ahead of the field, with Moreno and Alboreto following close behind. So these guys are really drawn out from the field. Hakkinen is 6th, Chavez is 7th. That's Stefan Johansson overtaking for 9th. Palmer 10th, Barbatza 11th, Gasho 12th, Wojtek 13th, fighting with Eric van der Poel for 14th, while Barilla scrubs off the wall. David Coulthard is in battle with Agua, and look at all those cars together. Jeez, look, oh, is that Bailey sliding off the track? No, he's okay. Look, all those cars are together. 13 laps into the race. Like, there's some top cars and bottom cars together. There shouldn't be that many cars back here, so super strange. Prost is still leading. Boots in 2nd, Alboreto 3rd, Moreno 4th, Modena 5th. The top 5 looks quite normal for the Passion for Open Wheeler Managers Championship. But Hakkinen is driving a very slow car in a very high points paying position, and I'm not sure if these results will be classified, but we'll see. Chavez is 7th, Janssen 8th, Piro 9th, Palmer 10th, Barbatza 11th, Gasho 12th, the BHB Ferrari McLaren 13th. Agua now is back in 14th, so he's all of a sudden climbing the grid again, with Barilla chasing him. And looks like Barilla will go for the overtake. Yes, he will, but no, Agua cuts him off. Coulthard is now defending Nakajima in 16th. And Hattori is following him in 18th. Larauri is 19th. Sala is... Wojtek is 20th, while Sala is 21st. Montemini is 22nd. Bailey 23rd. And both of these cars are 24th, 25th. Belmondo and Katayama. Katayama catching the slide again. A new 26th, so he's actually gained a position on Raido and Suzuki. And it looks like Hakkinen now has lost a position to Modena, or no, actually he's catching up to Modena because he looks like he wants to pass. Yes, it is. There it is. Hakkinen muscling his way through Modena for 5th. And I'm not sure that car is meant to be as quick as it is. As we saw, we're seeing some very strange AI behavior for some reason. Stefan Johansson 7th, Piro 8th, Palmer 9th, Pedro Chavez 10th, being hounded by Barbatza, and there was a bit of contact there. That is very, 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 very slow. now Wojtek is being lapped by Alan Prost, and as I return, Boutsen is second, Alboreto is third, Moreno is fourth, Hakkinen fifth, sixth Modena, seventh Johansson, Pirro and Palmer fighting over eighth, Gasham 10th, Rabatto slowing down wildly to let Van de Poel through, Ogawa 13th, Chavez 14th, Barilla 15th, Nakajima 16th, Coulthard 17th, Bailey 18th, Hattori 19th falling to 20th, as there's like half the field in this little pack, like with Suzuki, Kazuyama, Rydell, Oscar Lorauri, Belmondo. So as Montermini spins almost, there's lots of cars fighting for positions back here. I'm not sure how this is occurring. Wojtek though is last. And that's Coulthard fighting against the Mistral Williams chassis of Nakajima for 14th. Looks like he's priming an overtake. And yeah, that's a Passion Vitesse car that finished, that DNF'd the race very early, overtaking and gapping a Mistral, so it's extremely strange. And now going after Brabazza. Barilla is back to 12th after being dead last with all these guys. 4, 5, 6 cars all dicing for position back there. And there, yeah, that's David Coulthard, who's just blown past Brabazza like it was nothing. So there's very, very strange things going on. Have this, if I can set this up for the time being. Since we can't, it's true that we can't see the places by okay. Oops. Is it better like that? For now, we have the race leader graphics then, and we can change like this. Move this back up here. like that, something like that, for the rest of the positions. Yeah, the session the settings are not very correct. Yeah, it would be wise to stop here, I believe, as well. At the bottom right, okay. Like this. And remove the gid one. But yeah, I think we have to stop because there's too many technical issues. I mean, the positions are changing far too often. So we'll stop and we'll do some technical work because I believe, yeah, there is too many issues.